Exciting! Lauren is the highest level player in the game. And, yep, Lauren totally just leveled up. Good thing I made new character art earlier this week. Alright. So, so yeah, let's say this is like time. This is like time, and this is how time goes, right? So the whole point of time travel is that like you can change time, right? So we can make it so that they're like just branching points where like, okay, so now like there's this point and like if you so now there like if something changes here, there's a decision here, and then if it changes, then you go down that way, and then maybe there's like a decision here, and so like if this changes, you go down that way, and maybe there's like a decision here, and like if it changes, you go down that way, and then like maybe it goes like that way too. But like the whole so like I don't know, we could just like do this, like we could just make like an interesting tree that like like webs and like fractures and like changes in like all sorts of different directions. I don't know what it means if it turns around. That doesn't. I don't think that's a real thing. I don't think that that there's no metaphor to correspond there. But yeah. So basically, like things can like so like we could, if we wanted to, like we could just author in like a bunch of storylines that all change and flux, and so yeah I don't know. So we could take this approach, right? Um, hmm. Oh, you know what? Something just occurred to me about like how I was concepting this. The fact that we can wind time backwards made me think that we could have branches that go backwards. We could have things that branch backwards. But I guess actually that doesn't make sense. I think actually even if we can have time that goes backwards, we still actually want the branches to always sprout forwards. Um, because actually, I mean, we could do it the other way, but if we did it the other way, then that would kind of imply like Carolyn has another power. Like in order for Carolyn to have like in order to branch backwards, we would need Carolyn to have like some control over causality. Like she would have to be able to affect the past by changing things in the future, which is not typically how things go, in my experience. Uh, so we could do that if we wanted to, but for the parameters that we set up now. So like we could do something like this, and it could just be like a whole big web, a whole big spider's web or whatever. I I don't know. For some reason, I want to do something like this instead. Like I want to come up with like a different sort of system, like one where in like it's not just about like fixed lines that are like drawn out, but rather like wow, that's a wall of text. I'll read that in just a second. I want it to be like a I want it to be more like systems. Like basically like I don't know. I want pieces. Actually, this isn't a great representation. Basically, what I want is like wait, hold on. Like file new okay. I basically want instead of like instead of like just like hard branching paths. I want like these sort of basically what I'm trying to like depict with these like gradient things is like I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be drawing them all like so like flat and rigid, but like and maybe like the correct answer is to do a mix of these things, because like even just the visual representation of this is a little boring to me. It was supposed to represent like a more exciting idea, but like with the gradients, I want it to be like so like like just like these branching paths. I want it to be like actually no, this isn't a good representation of what I'm trying to do anyways. Actually, because it'd be more like if anything, it'd be like oops deselect uh like I don't know, like basically yeah. So things like start simple over at the beginning of like the simulation or whatever, and then like I don't know. I'm still not doing a very good job of representing this, but like uh, I basically want it to be like instead of just coming up with instead of just writing the story, I want it to be like I don't know. So like let me see if I can at least think of an example of like what I'm trying. Because like, if I can't come up with a single example of what I'm trying to describe, then maybe I'm talking out of my face. All right, so Fuzzlefluff, trying to stick away from linear and focus on NPC AI. NPC AI, yikes. Sure, that would be sure. Uh, uh, Give them needs and ways to fill those needs on their own. By default, the NPCs will try and work on the MMO project, but won't make the 7-day deadline. Caroline, the ghost's goal. She's not a ghost. Sorry. I used the ghost to describe what's bad, like a bad outcome. Caroline is supposed to be a strong character. So, like the ghost, the analogy that I used with the ghost was just if you're a passive observer and you can't affect anything. So yeah, so definitely not a ghost, but I think that's not relevant. I just wanted to clarify on that. So Caroline's goal is to try and manipulate the environment to fill the developer's needs. Yeah. So yeah, the way you interface with this game is teleporting. So I guess that's doable. Like you can make it so that we can make it so that like yeah, like you can so Caroline can carry objects, right? I guess like so like just I mean I guess it was just an example, but like yeah. So right, so that's like what you're describing reminds me kind of like of the of well no, I guess like it doesn't have to just be like written branching uh lines like this. Like it could be more like gradient like I was trying to describe, but yeah. Um So the other things that rated high on our list of like where we wanted to go with this game were things like rating, hack and slash, and stealth. Which isn't to say that we have to do those things necessarily, just that if we're not doing those things, then we're very much changing course. Um, yeah, so uh, hmm. Am I still on Facecam? No, okay. Sometimes I think that I accidentally left myself there, but no. Let's So yeah, so I guess to contrast the example that I was giving earlier about like the branching paths, like something that can like change over time, not in just like a like a binary sort of way, I guess would be like well, okay, so like a plant, for example. Let's say like a plant like naturally like grows over time, right? So like growth, like plant growth is like so like plant has like the parameter of like growth, right? Um, uh, and so like it grows per like it grows like every second it adds like growth points. But then like what if like it also had like wither as like another aspect and like the extent to which it would grow or wither or like so growth is like a natural thing that it would do, but then like it also has like a quality wither which depends on like some external factor. So basically like the way that could go either way through time is not just literally like there doesn't just have to be like a single point in time where it's like does Caroline water the plant? It could be like that the plant basically if you like let's say you run this let's say you start on day one and or day zero or whatever day one whatever you start at the beginning and like maybe if left like if Carolyn acted as a ghost like if Carolyn was the ghost and couldn't have any control over the scene then like the plant would like start to grow up and then it would just like it just wither and like it would just be dead by like the third day or something like that but then like so like yeah so then in a completely passive manner like you would have you could watch it forwards and you would see the plant like start to grow but then wither and then if you ran it backwards you would see the plant like from withered state like come back to life but then start to shrink down again and then yeah so the reason like stuff like that interests me is because it's not about these junctures that just like split like plant watered live plant not watered die it's about like this it's like literally like by just by scrolling backwards and forwards through time, you can like kind of like see the change in its in its life. Um, I'm not opposed to giving uh, yeah. So that was that was basically what I was trying to represent. Like so with this gradation, like maybe in this bottom half, like maybe like the gray represents like plant health or something. I don't know what it worked. I don't know exactly what the how that metaphor translates, but like yeah. The reason I was thinking of it in terms of a gradient is because like at the end of at the end of this course, it's not just like you got like one of like eight outcomes or whatever. It's literally that like it could be like anywhere from like really healthy to like really super dead, and anywhere in between. Um, I just the reason I want the reason I think of that is because we have this smooth control of time. Like we have it so that you can have time go uh, in whichever direction, and so you can actually like see it go in that direction. That was I guess what made me. That's like why I kind of wanted to go that way with it. I think the other one would work great, would work perfectly, or would be better suited for like if you could teleport through time, which was something that we talked about. But I think because no one stopped me then, I'm gonna say I want to kind of go this way now. Um, uh, yeah. So yeah, so the thing you were saying, fuzzle fluff, I think works out okay because like, so what if instead of what if we well so yeah so what if it so like plants right or so we're not making a game about plants like so devs then I guess so like the dev is the plant so like you yeah, like even like you said like the dev needs a cup of water right so so maybe like instead of like literally like a plant like withering or flourishing maybe like yeah, so like you were saying, like maybe you're doing these things to like whatever to whatever extent Carolyn has this agency, like she can she can oh weird. She so to whatever extent Carolyn has this agency, she can like make these things happen. Um, you know, it was just I guess this has been done in games before, right? Like there are games out there where you can change the flow of time in games. I've never worked on one of those before, so to me, like all this like these possibilities are like new and different. Uh, so yeah, I one thing we said about Caroline though is that she's a strong character, so I don't know. I don't want her just fetching coffee. Like, cause that's like easy, right? You just get Dev's coffee and then they make the game. But like, we said Carolyn is a strong character, so I think so I think instead of the example of plants or devs, I think I want Carolyn to be making the game itself. So so yeah, so instead of like a plant or an organic life form at all, I think we'll have like some represent like if I have my druthers, we'll have some representation of the game itself, and so you'll very clearly see like what is the game, and the game will be cooler or less cool based on what you're working on. So like so like the health that like the health metaphor that we were talking about would be like the basically the overall outcome of the game. Uh, Doritos, yeah, not just Doritos and coffee. Um, so coffee and Mountain Dew, yeah. um, yeah. So like how do we represent the game then? Like how does the um I mean like we could literally show the game world, right? Like we could make it so that so like maybe the game is to make the game. So like what does Carolyn have to do through time? Like what is like I guess I mean like yeah, HR stuff could be like one of the things that she does, I guess. Cuz I don't mean to minimize that. I don't mean to I don't mean to disparage like people who work with people. I just yeah, I just want to make sure that 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 it yeah, I don't know. I guess like part of the reason I'm being so judicious about this is because in the span of a jam, like you typically don't have like time to do everything you want to do. So uh, I know I've been spending a lot of time just thinking, but I also I don't know. I want to get something right. I could start like we could probably start implementing something just to see if like we could kind of like I guess proof of concept like this direction and then see if we like it or see uh uh well so one thing that I don't know what to do. Yeah, so earlier when I was like saying I've never worked on a time travel game or a time manipulation game before, the thing that was occurring to me is like, what happens if you go backwards in time? Does it erase your previous actions? I feel like it could or not, because like, let's say you do something, but then you go back in time and you go forward in time and you don't do it the second time. Does it still get done the second time? Um, I feel like yeah. I feel like I'm gonna say yes. It still happens the second time. I don't want to like go into making like ghost versions of Caroline that like trace through her steps and like do all those things because that could get really messy. But uh, I think I don't. I think like reversing time. I don't know. Maybe there's an effect to which like the previous effects of Carolyn's expedition get like undone. Like maybe you can't just rewind time infinitely, but like I don't know. Have I ever seen Shirobako? It's an anime about a PA herding cats to get anime produced. um, yeah. All right. Yeah, maybe the reason I'm not envisioning that stuff is because I have no experience with it. That's like one side of game development that I've never done before is like production. So if you guys want that to happen, like you're gonna have to actually start delivering assets and stuff. Because I like stuck like left to my own devices, I'll do what I know. So, uh, but yeah, okay, that makes that makes sense. I think I get what you guys are getting at. Uh, so cool. Um, uh, yeah, like I said, like I don't have anything against the things that you guys are throwing out, but like I mean if we have like 10 different options and they're all equally valid, then I'm going to go with the one that I can do best because like if all of the ideas are like equally good, but like this is the one I understand the best, then this is the one that I'm going to deliver the best. And so if I'm the one delivering on it, like that's the direction I'm going to go. Is this are you guys feeling motivated to like do stuff cuz like I'm like I said, I've never been a producer, so I don't know how to motivate you people. Probably not by calling you people, but um um so that I think that is very relevant. That quote, "You can have it cheap, fast, or good," because we've decided on fast. So so I guess like in this game, like because this game, the whole theme of this game is MMO in a week. So we've decided it's fast. So I guess the question is whether it'll be cheap or good. Um, all right. So uh, do do do. I Yeah, like I said, if you guys want to start delivering on stuff, then yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to minimize the people who have been making stuff because like that's great, but but like but like if we decide or if like you know if we're going in one direction and someone else comes up with an idea like no, let's go do something completely different for no particular reason, like that's the sort of situation like yeah, sure, we can do something completely different for no particular reason. You just have to do it. Like you have to be the one to do it. So. Yeah. Uh, Oh, it stopped time. I was like, why is it frozen? I was like, why is it not doing anything? But it was doing nothing because it was supposed to not do anything. Uh, so do do do. I think I think until we start getting assets or anything, I'm probably gonna go abstract. So like we can work on the metaphor and like we can plug in various uh, other stuff. We can turn like these abstract forms into like more definite whatevers at some point. But I think for starters, I don't know. The funny thing about a game is that like I don't know how to make that. So if the analogy is a game, I don't know like what is the iconic representation of like a good game versus like what's the how do you like how using just like simple abstract forms do you sorry, I know I was in the middle of a sentence, but it was just occurring to me like I think I might want the default like right now the default time state, time flow state is stopped. Like if you click and hold, you start over the stopped button. But it was just occurring to me like, what if what if like the default time state was time going forwards? Like basically, what if I got rid of the fast rewind, right? Like what if it was just what if instead of having these four options, what if it was just rewind, stop, play, and fast forward? Then the default, we could default to play, and I don't know, just something I was thinking of. That doesn't really matter. Like they're much more important things, but like I might want to change. I might want to change that at some point. So, all right, uh, let's do what? Uh, uh, do, do, do. Let's let's mhm. Yeah. What is it? So what is the abstract representation of a or like what is the visual analogy for like success in a video game? I kind of want to I kind of want to like show the game world. Like I kind of want to set up like maybe it's just because we're in this like blank white space, but like I kind of want I kind of want to represent like Carolyn's world as like very minimalist and like very simple and straightforward, and then like I kind of want to represent the game world as like I mean I just like yeah of course I want to do things like that. It's also occurring to me though that like I can't even deliver or like I wouldn't even be delivering on on a good metaphor there. So yeah, I'm just gonna all right. I'm just gonna like stick to what I do well, I guess, which is come up with the mechanics for like this time control game. So the theme to me is kind of deprecated due to the ability to control time means making an MMORPG in a week is no problem because well, you control time. Just a thought. Well, that's too bad. We should have we should have been better. Like that's our own fault, and we're like just because we're bad people. Just to be clear, I don't think we're actually bad people, but just because we failed doesn't mean we should quit. So uh, the yeah, I mean, so the thing to keep in mind is it's just the theme. Like we don't have to be literal with it. Um, I was like trying to be like I don't know. I was trying to like adhere like somewhat to it because why not? But uh yeah, I mean like the real the like the I think like the important thing to take from the theme would be um the sense of like the sense of challenge. And so like if we're thinking that like you can't feel challenge just because you can control space and time, then I think like we have to think harder. Um like like just because you can control space and time doesn't mean you're literally like magically perfect. So we just if that doesn't feel challenging, then we just have to think, then what are the challenges? Like what are the actual challenges? Um, so uh, uh, yeah, all right. So let's I'm probably just gonna start making plants, to be honest, because it's a really simple visual analogy. Like in terms of like growth, I don't have to I don't have to worry too much. Like I can use like uh, physical, like I can use like simple physical representations to show to show whatever. Like I can just like stack like shapes to indicate growth, and then like have them like have them like stay, you know, healthy looking, or like, you know, more sad, to indicate like the, you know, the wither scale as we described earlier. Um, so like we can change the analogy. We can say that they're not plants. Like we can put different art on them. I'm not going to do that. So I'm gonna leave that as like an open sort of thing. Um, but yeah, let me know. Let me know what you guys want to do, because when I say like you guys have to do it, like literally, you guys could literally go like, doop doop, here is a person, and here's their, look, they have like a pencil, and so therefore they're a game dev. Like you could literally do that and like send it to me, and I'd be like, all right, cool, let's integrate that. Um, I'm not saying you have to, so just to be clear, I'm not saying you have to be like a professional and that you have to like do everything magically perfectly. Um, Heck, if you want to send it to me anonymously, I won't even call you out if you don't want to take credit for what you do. What I'm saying is you have to do it. So uh, that's all. You have to do it. And you can do it easily. Look how, did you see how long it took me to do that? It took me 0 of time. Um, and so it would be like, for all the time that people have even spent just like chatting, like, yeah. All right. Uh, do, 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 do. Uh, well, of course it doesn't mean that Nostrobot, but that's what we implemented. We had that discussion earlier, and I said, I was talking about how it was more keeping to the original theme of the suggestion to have time move gradually, instead of just teleporting and jumping through time. And we talked about it, and we did this. And so if we could control the flow of time right now, we could go back to that conversation and change the decision that we came to. But no, this is the decision that we came to. So while a relevant point, while that is a point which is relevant, it is it is especially relevant to something that happened hours and hours ago. So uh, um, so yeah, so I'm gonna put my foot down, or like again, like I like, well, I'll put it this way. Like you can keep telling me to like make the plants devs, but I'm not going to do it. So if you want the plants to be devs, you have to do it. Which I'm saying is a very open door. It's easy to make that happen, but you like if all you do is to continue to tell me to do that, it's never going to happen to me. So you start convincing each other that that should happen, or like you start doing it yourselves. I don't care. You keep going. But like if you're gonna keep, like anyone who continues to tell me that that Carolyn should fetch Mountain Dew for devs, I'm not going to do that personally. So have fun doing that yourself, and let me know how it goes, and send the assets to me as soon as they're done, so that I can implement them. But yeah, if anyone out there is like holding out hope, like maybe if I just tell him like 7 more times that that should happen, like no, it's not gonna happen. So good luck. Like I said, let me know as soon as you're done, because I'm excited to implement that stuff. Um, and in the meantime, since I don't have that stuff ready, I can't work with that stuff because you haven't finished it yet, I'm gonna have to do other stuff. So I'm gonna do this instead. Thank you again for your suggestions. Uh, keep them coming. Keep them coming too. Um, don't feel obligated to keep repeating the same things that we've already addressed 100 times, though. Those ones, you're again, you're welcome to talk about those things, but don't feel obligated. So, because those ones are not, those ones we've covered, and we're fully able to move on. So, uh, uh, right. So I am going to probably do exactly everything we just said that we're going to do. If you missed it and you need a recap, feel free to let me know, and I would be happy to oblige. So plants. I'm gonna call them plants. Like it's never like the people who play the game are never gonna see the word plants. Um, but I'm gonna just call it like the dev objects plants for no particular reason. Uh, I just like okay, I'll put it this way. Like maybe they're not plants, but like I want to imagine a world, and so without your assets or without your influence, I'm going to make a world wherein MMOs are like grown like flora, like so like an MMO in this case like grows like a forest would. So so like yeah, so the plants are not only going to affect their like not so the health of the plants are not is not only going to is not only going to affect their themselves, right? So like they'll live or die, or like they'll live or wither based on their own like health conditions, but then also like the overall like greater propagation of like the forest, I think will grow as a result. And so if anyone needs a metaphor there, then the metaphor is that like if you're on a dev team and someone like let's say one person on a dev team is producing like amazing like top quality work, like just really like mind blowing like beautiful stuff, that's gonna like inspire some level of morale. So like in the way that in a forest, like one tree will if one tree flourishes, it will like it'll drop nuts and stuff and whatever uh um and so like the forest will continue to grow. I'm gonna use the example of or like the metaphor of like one particularly talented individual on a dev team as I guess that's kind of going back to the plants are devs analogy, but no, no, because in this case the tree is not the dev, the tree is the dev's work, and so let's just say that it's not addressed exactly how Carolyn is affecting this great change, but we can agree that Carolyn is directly responsible for this great change, uh, or not, depending on how you play the game. Uh, okay, so plants, huh? I could call it something different. I could call it like game. This is game. This is one unit of game. Um, uh, I guess. Uh, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, sorry, wait, hold on. Let me check my, oh no, sorry, I had like some notifications, but it was not pertinent. Okay. Uh, I thought, yeah, I sold some people to submit assets through Twitter, so you're welcome to do that, and I will keep an eye out. Okay. So games. Games are basically like, uh, yeah, like, so right, so let's set this at the origin. Is that no, it's not the origin for starters. So let's set it the origin for starters. And, so like a game is gonna have any number of like, yeah, how is this gonna work? I guess like a game has to have like a list of, so yeah, so let's add a component, script, oh, new script, sorry. New script for development, I guess. And so development, why does it keep telling me things have changed? Nothing's changed. Nothing ever changes. Everything is exactly as it is, exactly as it will always be. Uh, just kidding. That'd be a very depressing statement relative to the game that we're working on, considering the game that we're working on. Uh, all right. Yeah, the game that we're working on is also supposed to be about uh, non-determin non-deterministic. We could make this game entirely. What's the belief system that everything is predetermined and there is no such thing as like agency. Uh, because that game we basically finished already. That game we would just have to animate. Like to make that game, all we would have to do is like create an animation that you can scroll backwards and forwards through. But that's the situation we're in. Carolyn's the ghost, and uh, no, it's like is it nihilism? Nihilism? Uh, uh, I swear there's like a no, yeah, nihilism just means that like nothing means anything, I guess. But like there's literally a belief that like I don't know what it's called, but it's like everything is like foretold. Like everything like no matter what you do in life, like you don't actually have any free will. Like nothing will ever change as the result of your actions. Not because like your actions like there aren't consequence to actions, but because you can't actually make decisions. Like humans are just like we're just all, yeah, everything is determined. We're all just like playing out this determinism. All right, sure. Yeah, okay. Uh, okay. So yeah, so what do all right, so game is going to have a game is going to have a public. I guess it doesn't have to be a public array, but a game is going to have an array of game objects. Yeah, I guess I'll just use game objects. So game objects, game object array called why is that still white? Why is that text still white? Is the O in game object not supposed to be capitalized or something? Game object array called pods or something. I don't know. Pods equals new game object length. I'll have like a maximum length, so like max. Actually, no. We can just do it as an array. New game object array length 1. We'll start with 1, and then we can just add to it as needed. Um, so yeah, so I guess an evil empire. I hope I don't offend your belief system with this game, but we're gonna make it so that you actually can change the course of actions and stuff. Uh, we're gonna make it so that you actually can do things that affect the way the future goes. Um, so all right, let's do what then? So yeah, we don't need to sort of do anything on start. On update, yeah. So all right, so we have the pods. So let's add in a public float for what is this? This is what is this metaphor? So these are games, right? So what is the it's probably gonna be it's basically gonna be like yeah. So growth can be one of them. So like growth equals 0. So it starts at 0 growth, and then uh, um, and then the other one is going to be like rot, I guess. Hey, congratulations to whoever leveled up. Uh, so yeah, I guess the other value will be like like public float like rot or like deprecation, I'll call it. because that's what happens to code if you're not tending to it, or is what happens to game projects if you're not tending to it. So yeah, growth and deprecation both start at 0, and like the growth value will increase based on so like growth rate, I guess. So like public float growth rate equals 1, I guess. I don't know. And then public float deprecation deprecation rate. Well, deprecation kind of is a rate. Growth is like a value, but no, deprecation. No, we do need a rate to go with deprecation as well. Yeah, so deprecation rate. Yeah, because there's the rate to which at which it depreciates, and there's the amount to which it has depreciated as well. So and then what else is there? There's like there's the rate to there's like the extent to which deprecation affects growth, because like growth gets halted by deprecation, which is like a different thing. So so let's say public float deprecation effect I guess, I don't know, and I don't know what this number will be, because like I guess it depends on how I use it. So like how am I probably going to use it? It's basically going to be like growth grows at rate. So maybe max deprecation effect. So yeah, so maybe there's also like a public float max deprecation max, or deprecation effect max or something. And so like the maximum that deprecation can affect well, so like wait, how does this work? Deprecation effect max, or should it be deprecation max, or should it be deprecation effect max? Maybe deprecation. Maybe I should think about deprecation another way. Maybe I should think of deprecation as instead of deprecation. Maybe maybe like consider it as like value, or like purity, like sort of like that. Think of it along those lines, and then instead of going up, it goes down, and then growth is based on like that value. So yeah, let's oh yeah, I was one thing I was talking about earlier was like the rest of the list. I guess oh yeah, how's screen shake gonna I could screen yeah, currently screen shake works, but it doesn't actually do anything. And so it's just occurring to me like I'll in order to deliver on screen shake, we'll have to like come up with in order to yeah, like it'll have to happen at some point, right? Otherwise it just never happens. And like the easy one is like if you change the rate of time, like maybe the screen starts shaking. But like if you time travel too fast, then the screen starts to shake. But we could also come up with a more clever way to go about that. I might do that for the temporary though, just so that I don't forget to incorporate the screen shake at some point. Sorry, I'm not actually going anywhere. I'm gonna mute the microphone for 1 second, but I'll be right back. Sorry, just 1 second. Excuse me, sorry about that. All right. So game values. The game should be influenced by in multiple ways. Feel free to add stuff. Gameplay. Yeah, sure. Like we could call some of the values that stuff. like I said, like this the language isn't going to come through in the game. So like to the extent that we want to actually like convey those things, like because like yeah. So right now what I'm doing is I'm setting up stuff that's very abstract and could be interpreted in any number of ways. So like so yeah. So I hope other people are reading what Nostrobot is saying in chat because in order to oh my gosh. Whoa. That is amazing. Hold on. I got to look at this on the main screen. Because something amazing just happened. This. Hold on. Where is it? No. Let's look at it. Look at it up close. That is amazing. That is amazing. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I just really like this. Open image in new tab. This is amazing. Save image as Caroline. Oh yeah, I think I'll save over the old one, right? Because yeah, she's on both. All right. What? Sorry, I'm just really impressed. I don't know. I don't know what to think. So let's look at this. I'll be honest, I have no clue what to do with this, but I'm really excited to do it. Wait, hold on. Let me. I just need to look at it in like the file system or something. Oh my gosh, this is so good. This is so good. Sorry, I'm just like flipping out right now. Oh my gosh, Protospasm, you're amazing. I hadn't. This is like the best thing. This is the best thing I've seen in a very long time. So I'm just really excited about it. Thank you. Thank you so much for making this. Oh my gosh. All right. I think I honestly have no clue what to do with this spreadsheet. I've never used one before. I mean, I like roughly what the idea is, but yeah, in terms of like alpha, maybe there's like a better way to do it, but my gut or like my instinct is just to like add transparency manually. There's probably a better way to do that, right? But whatever. Anyone who does know like how like the better way to do things with excuse me, with like sprites and sprite sheets and stuff like that, feel free to like speak up and let me know. I don't know those things, so I'm just going to add transparency manually. And then that also gives me an opportunity to marvel further up close at the amazingness of this art. I'll be honest, I was a little worried about the game previously. Like there were times I was like, I don't know, where are we going with this? Where are we going with this, guys? Like I don't know. What is this thing that we're working on here? What is it? But no further. This is guaranteed game of the year already. We already know that this is game of the year. Basically at this point, now what we have to decide is how game of the year. No, game of how many years. So is it just going to be game of the year 2015 or is this going to be game of the year every year for the rest of time? Now now because of Protospasm's work, we now have we now get to choose how many how great we want this project to be. Oh, did I delete? Was I not supposed to delete that pixel? I feel like I was. I feel like I did that correctly. Yeah, no, that was correct. Okay. It was the first time I deleted an pixel, so I was like, what? Uh, hey, Rodrigo, welcome back. Uh, so, hmm. I, I'm trying to figure out how to make Carolyn move, is what I'm trying to figure out now. Because, like, she can clearly run. She can clearly run. So, like, maybe, we could like delimit the amount of teleportation that Carolyn has. Maybe like maybe she can teleport, but she has like teleport juice or something, or like she has like like she can teleport, but then she can also yeah, because like if you can teleport everywhere, why would you run? Um, so we could just make it, huh? How would huh? I'm just trying to think of like what is the input mechanism, right? Because like that's what I've been focused on so far is like how do you control the oh yeah, no, her glasses aren't transparent. They only look like they'd be transparent because the background yeah. Here, wait, let me I'll add in a new layer behind it just to demonstrate. Yeah, it looks like they're transparent because they're the same color as the background, but they're actually they're actually not transparent. Oops, hold on, wait. Sampling on layer. Yeah, they're actually they are fake. uh, yep. Um, so so like yeah, awesome, awesome. I'm inclined to just like take out teleporting. Like not cut it for good, but like for starters, just like take it out and then we can bring it back later if we want to. Uh Sorry, I'm just really happy. I'm just really excited about this. Um so yeah, what I don't even know. I've never done anything like this before. So all right, so we have the transparency installed. So I'm gonna save this. We have the other version. Oops. Oh yeah. Wait. Get rid of the other layer. Uh, get rid of that layer. Save this, and then so yeah. I mean, I guess what we want now is what like I don't know. Let's figure out what we need now. So for one thing, we should probably change the angle of the camera because like we should probably bring it down a little bit because yeah, the she's not viewed like directly from above, which we're seeing a little bit more of here. Fortunately, we put in everything like ambiguous as to position and stuff, uh, so we can just like pretty much just grab the camera, just on Carolyn, and so yeah, so I'll just I'm gonna rotate it back up a little bit, and oops, whoa, why is it rotating strangely? Did I grab the wrong bar? Maybe I grabbed the wrong bar. Yeah, I guess I must have. Alright, so I think the angle that we look at the angle that we're viewing Carolyn from is more like yeah, I think that's pretty good. I think that's about the angle that we look at her from. Actually, maybe slightly less. I mean, we can always cheat it a little bit if we want to, but do do do. Yeah, that seems okay. Actually, I don't know. I guess it should be. Uh, actually, wait, hold on. I'll put it down a little bit further, and but then I'll also put the angle back down a little bit further as well, just to get it centered in the screen. I think that's good. Uh, yeah, the thing that I'm trying to figure out with the teleporting is like how to control it, like how to teleport versus walking. Because like if you just teleport every time you're able, maybe that's fine. Uh, it's just tough. It's a little difficult to communicate like teleport juice without like a HUD. So maybe this is where we should just make an exception and add in a HUD. Um, uh, oh, wait a second. No. What if Carolyn could only walk normally? Like what if Carolyn starts the game only capable of walking? Uh, and then well, so one thing that it was that we were talking that I mentioned briefly earlier as like probably out of scope, but might be worth investigating is like what if what if like you actually like existed in time? Like what if other versions like yeah, so like the thing about like does going back through time like undo what you did? Uh what if it didn't? And what if like the way that it didn't was by keeping like ghosts. Like I'm a bit hesitant to like to suggest this just because I don't know if I can deliver on it. But like what if like there were ghost Carolyns uh that basically like so like you're going forward in time and then you go backwards in time. You change the course of time. What if then there was like that ghost like the extent that Carolyn like play so like okay, you start on day 1, right? Let's say you go through time to day 3 and then you go back through time. What if like the Carolyn that went through from day 1 to day 3 like still exists, but then as you're going backwards through time, you can like when you start going forwards again, maybe you're starting like a new timeline. And so then what if the teleportation is like you could teleport between Carolyns or something? Um, maybe. I'm just trying to think of another because like that was a stray thought that I had earlier, and I was just thinking like, wait, maybe that stray thought is how we put teleportation back in. But for starters, I'm just inclined to take teleportation out. Um, I kind of want to do the control system, kind of like I had done in a previous game. Right, like I'm trying. So for the control scheme, I'm thinking of possibly something like a game that I'd made before called Hero, which it was it was well, apparently it doesn't load very fast. But it was. I should probably just load the Unity player version, which was I think P6, um, and or maybe my internet is just really slow right now. I don't know. Yeah, the so the wow, my internet's really slow right now. Great. Well, so the way the control works in Hero is just not available. Liar. Super available. Uh, Whatever. All right. The way the control scheme works is basically like it's also top down, and you can also like move about. When you click on the field, instead of teleporting you there, because you can't teleport in Hero, instead of teleporting, it places a marker, and then your character moves there. Your character moves towards there. So interaction between current time player and future ghost, like well, it's not really like a oh, like yeah. So okay, so I mean, we all know what you're talking about. So I don't think there would be necessarily an interaction. The point of making multiple Carolyns is not for her to wait. Is her name Caroline or Carolyn? Caroline. Caroline. Uh, Sorry. Yeah, so the point is not just to have like a Caroline party where like a bunch of Carolines can hang out and talk to each other. Like the whole point is just like not to erase your progress, because like going back in time is like kind of like a destructive action, because like it like what, why is this taking so freaking long to load? I don't know, but I guess I'm just not going to care right now. Uh, no, yeah, the point of going back in time would just be to like not lose your not lose your progress. Uh, so uh, sorry, you can't see it, but on the corner of my screen, I can still see the sprite sheet, and so I was just like glancing at it and like being happy. Um, so uh, oh yeah, this so the sprite sheet. I should probably look up how to use sprites in Unity, right? I should probably like ask the internet for help on this one. Uh, doo-doo-doo. Let's let's go with what? Let's say uh, Unity script C sharp, or no, let's just say Unity like sprites or sprite sheet. How does this work? Uh, so no, I don't want a stupid video. No one cares about your stupid videos. I'm just kidding. The videos aren't stupid. They're just not helpful right now. Uh, doo-doo-doo. um, what the heck is happening right now? I have no clue what. I don't know why that didn't just give me useful information instead of what it gave me instead, but uh, alright. I don't want a tutorial, so do not say the word tutorial. Uh, sprite sheet, animation on UI assets. I don't know. Internet. Internet, you're not helping. Help harder, Internet. Help harder. Alright. um, I feel like that's not for me. No, so nothing personal. Book. I'm just rinsing your chat because I have no clue what that was about, but I don't know. Whatever. Okay. Uh, um, oh yeah, wait, hold on. Was that an asset that you were trying to send over? Sorry, I guess I should. I like because just because it came in with zero context, I was like, bloop. I don't know. Occasionally, like weird like bots or like I don't know what they are. Like sometimes weird like things will show up and like just post weird links and stuff. And I assumed it was that. But if that was like an asset or something, sorry. Please feel free to let me know because I'm not trying to like squelch anything along those lines. I just assumed it was spam. Uh, so uh, oh great, oh great, a forum post with no responses. What the? I could just like do it the stupid way. But like I feel like there's probably a less stupid way to do it. So like just the fact that there probably exists a less stupid way to do it makes me think I should do it the less stupid way, but I don't know. I'm all for stupid. Stupid's fine. Uh uh yeah, I don't know if I care. I just don't care. Um so this is a sprite 2D and UI. I might just not treat it as a sprite. I might just like deal with it manually. Uh, oh no, I don't mind. I just I don't know. I think the sprite sheet is probably great and useful, except apparently they just forgot to make docs for for how to do that. They made a great tutorial about how to do it, but like, who cares? Uh, they forgot to do docs, which is a little bit of an oversight on their part. Um, I guess. I don't know. I might just, yeah. I'll probably do that. I'll probably do exactly the same thing. So what are the dimensions here? Do do do. Uh, 32 by 32. Do 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 do. So don't mind me. I'm just making the individual versions manually. So so like, yeah, I'm gonna make a new folder for this just because there are gonna be a lot. Caroline. Oops. So 0. Actually, maybe I should label these just for clarity. Hypothetically, I don't know. 32 pixels. Copy that. File, new. Okay. Paste. Save. 1. Doop-a-doop. File. Or, actually, wait, come back here. I think these ones are actually identical? Whatever. 32, copy, file, new. Boop-a-doop. So, does anyone have any questions? Is there anything people would like me to answer? Because I'm at a point of what I'm doing right now where I can definitely answer questions if anyone happens to have any. I mention that especially because sometimes, like, when I'm working on code type stuff, it's harder to like think about other things and like talk about other things at the same time. But right now I'm working on something. Hey, that's a new follower, nice. Not a pumpkin. Welcome to the channel. Thank you very much for following. Welcome. That was just an example of one of those times where I totally could talk about other things if other people had things that they want to hear about, and if not, that is fine too. I will talk about what? I guess we could talk about. So yeah, what about, so the so like, if we're, the thing is, so the thing about the ghosts is, like, I don't necessarily like that implementation of teleportation. Like, that doesn't really like solve much to me. Actually, I should probably be more verbose with this naming. So I'll call this like down 0, down 1. I mean, it's not really down. It's like forwards, like towards the screen. But I'm just gonna call that down. I'll call the other direction up, and then left and right, of course. Steam is always updating. Steam is never not updating. Always be updating, yo. That's Steam's motto. Alright, so this one is down 0. Down, or no, this one's up 0, excuse me. Up 0. Up 2, 3, 4. Excuse me. 32 pixels, file, new. Okay. Paste, save, up 1, excuse me. And bleep bloop. Copy that. File, new. Okay. Paste, save. Up 2. And Copy that. File, new, key, paste, save. Yeah, so the ghosts, right. I think I said I was going to talk about the ghosts and then did not actually do that. Wait, why is there... Oh, oops, I misspelled up 2. So this is up 3. Why are we teleporting? Why do we keep teleporting? Oh, that was, did you just get off the pirate ship? Yeah, okay. I was like... So, sorry, I just, like, out of the corner of my eye, I'm, like, vaguely cognizant of, side quest, and it was just, like, weirding me out. Though I think earlier oh, maybe that was what happened earlier, too. Maybe that was why we teleported earlier. We teleported to the mountains, because we got the other outcome from the sea serpent. I don't know, maybe. I don't know if that's true, but I'm gonna... I don't know. It is possible that is what happens. I don't know. Alright. Sprite editor. Is that helpful? Let's find out. Alright, so it's basically just gonna have me do the exact same thing. Oh no, automatic slicing. Alright, well let's... Yeah, so the thing that occurred to me is that, like, the reason I didn't keep going down the, thank you for coming up with that, because that would probably be useful for sprites. The thing that occurred to me, though, that, about, what we're doing is that, like, Unity recommends using sprites for, like, UI and for 2D stuff, and we're not doing either of those things, so that was the reason that I kind of decided to just go a different direction instead. If we were doing UI or 2D, then I would probably, try and figure out, wait, which direction is that? That's right. Right, 0. I'd probably try and figure out, like, the way to like do it with sprites, but because we're actually just doing 3D with pixel art, then yeah, I was like, meh. So yeah, right. So apart from the fact that I have to go through this process of chopping stuff, the end result will at least be legit. And I'm not going to treat them as sprites. I don't think I'm going to treat them as just like images. Which, as I was saying that, it was occurring to me, like, I'm going to have to... I don't know exactly how to get the... how to preserve the sharp edges, but I'll want to do that too. Or maybe we don't want to do that, but I assume we want to do that. I think we might want to do that. So I probably want to do that. Save this. This is right 2. And then... almost there. Yeah, so for the... I mean, I like the idea of ghosts, and it's one way to like, seamlessly integrate teleporting. But I don't like that implementation of teleporting, really. Like, I'd rather have, like, I don't know. That feels like... Because, like, then in order to teleport, you'd have to, like, stomp on one of your old ghosts. Maybe... So maybe there's something else in the environment that lets you teleport. Like, maybe teleporting isn't literally something that Caroline can do. Maybe teleporting is something that, like... Maybe there just happen to be, like, teleport things in this world or something. So like, instead of, like, ghost Carolines being the teleporty things, like, just have a, we could have like other like teleporty things. It's possible. This is yeah, save as left 0. So how would that work? Maybe no, I don't know. I think it'll probably be that. It'll probably be that you walk around most of the time, but then like yeah, so the teleport interface will still work like kind of like it does now, except you don't just teleport everywhere. Um, File new. Okay, paste. So like yeah, so I don't know what it is that that is causing you to teleport, but basically like if you it's either like if you're standing on certain things or if you click on certain things, then you can teleport from those certain things, I guess. Hey, Mr. David, how's it going? Welcome. Uh, hey, that's the new follow notice. Uh, Lucky 2000, welcome to the channel. Thank you very much for following. Um, left, what is this? Left one. And then all right, one more to go after this one. File new. So yeah, so what are these teleport things about? I mean, it could literally just be that they're like teleport pads. Like, there's no reason that like teleporting has to work the way that it does now. Like, it could be that like instead of like you click and like teleport to the destination, it could just be that like you can traverse naturally, and then there are teleport pads. So like if you step on certain teleport pads, we are having a jam today, jam day. We're probably gonna be jamming tomorrow as well, because I don't know. For one thing, I've been working on side quests like exclusively for a very long time, and so it's getting to the point where like I don't know. It's like I just kind of felt like shaking it up a little bit, and I'm definitely not done with side quests. Like, side quests is literally never going to be done. There's no end to it. Like, I can stop working on it at some point, but it's never going to be done. So, yeah, I mean, the other nice thing about that, though, is that I don't have to work on it, like, every day. I can work on other things for on occasion as well. Alright, so now I have this good old list of Carolines. And so yeah, I guess we want like a quad. What is it that we want here exactly? We want a quad, and we want it to. So we need to do like relative direction-y stuff. All right, so I'm gonna get rid of the cube on Caroline. And I'm going to put in a quad instead. Game object, 3D object, quad. Why are you in a weird position and not just at the origin? I'll never understand. So this is 0.5. Alright, so now for starters, let's just apply this as such. So this goes on Caroline, yeah. What is happening? Oops. What do we have going on here? Oh, I didn't. Right, yeah. So yeah, right. So it got fuzzed like I assumed it would. So let's fix this up. So for one thing, it'll be unlit, or no, transparent. How do you make it transparent? Oh wow, this has changed, didn't it? Mobile? Whoa. This list changed, I feel like, a lot. I guess we could just do unlit, transparent. Oh wait, but let's not clamp it. Or let's clamp it. And I mean, clamping shouldn't matter if we can get the what is it? What is the thing where it like it's not fuzzy around the edges? Oops. What is that thing called? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Like where it's not, because it doesn't look pixely right now. It looks, oops, it looks like It like got all fuzzed out and stuff. Um, yeah. So the jam we're doing in Unity. Uh, I thought about sticking it to the cube sides, and we could do that. That is entirely an option. If you'd like, I could do that. In fact, I would probably just instead of doing UV mapping stuff, I'd probably use what like I probably use four quads. I basically like probably reconstitute the quad, like a cube out of quads. But yeah. What if I just made it a sprite? I feel like if I made it a sprite, it would stop being. Nope, that didn't help. That did not help at all. So maybe it's not a quality of the maybe it's not a quality of the texture. Maybe it's a quality of the material. Uh, no, wishful thinking. Um, I might just need to scale it up. Like I might just need to do it manually. Format. Oh, 16 bits. What does that do? Whoa. I don't know what I just did. True color. Alright, well, that didn't have the effect that I wanted, but I think it did make the coloring better. Yeah, because when it was compressed, it looked like, yeah, there's like weird discoloration, so let's definitely not compress it. Let's do true color, I guess. So I'm glad we found that option, but, filter mode. Oh, maybe, yeah, there we go. Alright, yep. I knew it had to be in here somewhere. Right? Um, oh, did you... Filter mode, yeah. Okay, Dermata, thank you. That's one of my favorite things is when I solve something and then I look in chat and then someone already had said it. So, yep, cool. All right, excellent. So I definitely have to zoom in the camera or make Caroline bigger because we got to see Caroline in her full glory. What? Apply. I thought I said apply. Whatever. Okay. So yeah, yeah, zoom in the camera. That's what I was gonna do. So let's very simply just drag this down until Caroline is cool. I mean, she's already cool, but like until she's even cooler, until we can marvel at how cool she is. I guess, oh, yeah. Oh, it's not billboarding yet. So, oh, interesting. Maybe I'll make the quad actually billboard to the main camera. Oh, no, or, I was gonna say parent to the main camera, but I can't do that because... Weird. Wait, because the main camera shakes, and so I don't want Caroline to shake with the camera. I want her to get shaken. Or, like, I want her... It's not that... If I parented her to the camera, then she wouldn't shake. She would stay completely still on screen. Well, like, well, right, because, well, alright, whatever. She would shake exactly the same way the camera shook, such that it looked like she wasn't shaking. So instead, I'm going to create an empty, and then I'm going to parent both of them to the empty, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the rotation from both of them, and line them up. As such, and then I'm going to rotate this game object instead. So, oh wait, right, but I need to. Oh wait, no. So I don't need to translate it. I just need to rotate it. Like so. There we go. All right. So now she's standing upright. Although, like in actuality, like their sprite is like slightly slanty, but because the sprite was drawn slightly from an upward angle or like a downward angle, like by making her stand slightly slanty, then whatever, it'll work. Um, and um, I can move the camera in a little bit closer too. It was really far out back when it was a cube because there was like no detail when it was a cube. So, yeah, there we go. All right, so um, how does this work right now? Because like right now she just teleports. So, uh, all right, so you can still move around. So one thing that I kind of want to do is I think well right yeah. So right now she just teleports. The thing is like it's a little hard to move in this direction, like towards the camera, because like the camera's very close relatively. So that means there's not much space between. Oh, shadow. Hmm. I think I should put. Ooh. I kind of want Caroline to be shadowed, but I don't know how to get that effect. Right, because there's like the whole day-night cycle stuff. Hold on, let's make it go faster. Uh, yeah. So when yeah, she doesn't have a shadow, which is weird because the cube had a shadow. Huh. I don't know what that means. Maybe that was like some value that I. Huh. No, I don't know what caused that. Whatever. I don't like the shadow. I don't really care about. I can always just change the lighting so that there is not shadows. Okay, so yeah, I'm thinking like we should have like some rotation to the to the to the to like when you click to go to move into direction, maybe like the camera swings around or something. Um, uh, oh, click the quad and receive shadow. That's weird. It has receive shadows clicked. Um, Maybe it's just because it's two dimensional instead of it's two dimensional and I don't know. Maybe it's just getting hit at a weird angle or something. I don't know. But like yeah, I'm not really worried about it. So oh my god, Brad! Thank you very much for hanging out, and thank you for your generosity earlier. Thank you for making cool assets and stuff. We're gonna be doing this tomorrow and probably Friday as well. So I don't know if I hope to see you again, but I hope to see you again at some point. And have a wonderful whatever time it is, whatever time of day it is where you are. Which I'm guessing is Europe, because if it's really late at night, then you're probably on that continent. Right here, it's where I am. It's only like 5:40. So, all right, let's actually, you know what I can do for starters is I can just move Caroline higher up on the screen. So yeah, I can just for starters, I can just move it so that like the camera is a little lower down. So oh yeah, and I can actually rotate it a little further up, I guess. Or actually, no. At this point, I guess I'd want to rotate Caroline slightly forwards, maybe, just to compensate for the fact that I lowered the camera. So let's rotate her forward slightly, and then what else was I gonna do? I swear I was gonna do something. Camera. What was I gonna do? I was gonna rotate it down, and then move it up. This might be fine. This actually might be fine as it is. Like if I just like nudge it a little bit like this, then that could be entirely satisfactory too. I basically just want to make sure that like you can click on like a good distance around her, so that like she's not, so it doesn't feel like too claustrophobic. The movement system. So actually yeah. So let's rotate it even slightly further down and move it even slightly further up. Yeah, I think that seems okay. Oh, and actually, yeah. So because of that, I can actually move it even slightly further up. Actually, no, I don't want to. This is fine. Change the rent. All right, yeah. So now you can so yeah, so like if so like just with even just with like one click or actually hold on, wait. Where was it? Sorry, I didn't actually mean to teleport at the start. So like now with one click you can actually move a full 2 units. Like in the background you can move like a lot of units. So like we're at -2 right now, we can go all the way to like 8. So like we can move a lot of units in that direction. So I might actually put in a oh yeah, no, wait, we're taking out teleporting. So I don't have to worry about it. I was like I should put an upper limit on how far you can teleport, but no, we're getting rid of teleporting, so yeah, so we should put in the new system. And yeah, actually at this point like we might not need to rotate the camera. The reason I kind of don't want to rotate the camera is because if we rotate the camera every time Carolyn moved, then like we would always be looking at Carolyn from like the back angle, right? Because the camera would always be following her around, and I like so without camera rotating, we'll see all of the sprites more often because you know we won't just like the camera won't always just swing around to behind her. So yeah, yeah. So I don't want to if we don't have to. But what we will want to do is use the other sprites, right? So so yeah, so what we need to do now is yeah. So with Caroline, let's go back to her control script. So we need to keep track of her sprites or her frames of animation. Oh, uh, 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 yeah. I do put in like I put in really basic geometry when I just need a representative shape. Like I know my website didn't load earlier, but I'm gonna try it one more time. Like the games I make independently, like I literally stick with those shapes. Because like that's not my strength. I can make games using simple shapes, and like you know the games aren't any less fun for having really simplistic graphics. They're less visually interesting, but they're not, you know, it doesn't actually like affect the game system. So I will keep adding in those very basic shapes. But don't let that don't let that stifle your interest, like because like I'm happy to change my basic shapes to use art that people make, and I'm also happy to make things based on art that people make as well. So yeah, I'm not always 100% successful with that, like with like the integration of stuff. Stuff that comes in late in the project, it's harder to integrate that stuff because you know, like the more the more complex it can be, the more time it can take to the more time it takes to what was I saying? The more time it takes to like actually get it like to fit with the rest of the stuff that has been established already by that point. All right. Yeah. So I can close this. I was just getting distracted by my own game. All right. So new. So yeah. So public texture array public texture array frames equals new texture 16. There's 16 frames. So let's plug those in. Was there an error in the script? Where's my frames? Yeah, there it is. Okay. So I'll just go in alphabetical order, I guess. Down, left, right, up. So yeah, so basically what we're gonna have is we're gonna have two values. We're gonna have a directional value and we're gonna have a frame value. So the frame value is just going to go 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. And the directional value is going to be 0, 4, 8, or 12, corresponding to down, left, right, and up. And so that way, but just by merging those two numbers together, just by adding them together, oops, I missed one. I missed right, 0. Right 1. Right 2. So just by adding those numbers together, at any time we'll know what frame of animation to render. And so the way we'll calculate the animation one, the one that just cycles, is we'll just tick it. We'll just like set a period of time, and after that period of time, it'll just naturally cycle onto the next one. And for the other one, that one's going to be a little more complex because we're basically going to have to keep track of Caroline's destination. Caroline's destination. I might call her Carolyn a lot, and I apologize because her name is Caroline. Wait, can you pronounce? Hold on, wait. Let me look this up. It's clearly Caroline, right? I think just because I saw it in text first. I don't know. Like I've only heard myself say it out loud, and alright, so I'm not the only person who's ever wondered. Yeah, it's clearly Caroline, but I'm alright, whatever. Alright. Hey, congratulations, Protospasm. Let's what was I in the process of doing? Oh yeah, so I set up the frames. So now we can do those two values that I talked about. Yeah, and so the directional value is going to be a little bit different because it's going to be, we're going to have to keep track of Carolyn's destination, and we're going to have to calculate the which direction to be showing based on the position of the angle of the camera relative. No, not the angle of the camera. I mean, the angle of the camera is relevant, but the angle of the camera never changes. No, what's relevant is this Caroline's position. I'm going to declare that Caroline's official nickname is Carolyn because I don't want to just keep correcting myself. I could just call her. No, okay, sorry. No, it's going to be, her positional value relative to the destination position. So let's keep track of the destination position. Let's say so click target, and let's say so like vector 3 destination equals new vector 3. So let's say actually no, let's initialize it. Let's initialize it to new vector 3 0 0 0. And let's say, actually no, you know what, actually instead of doing that, let's just because like Caroline doesn't necessarily start at 0 0 0, so let's initialize it to her position. So at start destination, because like she doesn't start with a destination, she starts not necessarily wanting to go anywhere until she decides to go anywhere. Caroline. I was thinking like when I wasn't able to say her name correctly, I was thinking of just calling her Carol, or like coming up with some other nickname instead. Like just like cut it off before the point that is tripping me up. But I don't know why I can't just say Caroline. I mean, I know someone named Caroline, which is I think why I don't know anyone named Caroline, but I do know someone named Caroline, which is I think why it just comes to mind like easier. So all right. Destination equals transform dot position. Yes, and so she starts out not with any particular destination in mind. And then, so what were the other things that we need to keep track of? So vector3 destination. Uh, let's have yeah. So like int anim frame equals 0. Int direction equals 0. That direction can initialize to 0 because 0 is down, so she'll start looking at the camera. And oh yeah. So one thing that I'll have to remember to do is anim frame gets reset to 0 when not moving, because if I don't reset it to 0, then like she could end up like mid stride when she stops moving, and that would look weird. Uh, yeah. All right. So let's so direction is 0. So destination move, direction move, anim frame. Oh, anim cooldown, I guess. So float public float anim. I'll call it anim speed. Or no, anim cooldown equals 0.25 for starters. And 0.25f, excuse me. And right, so oh yeah, and then I guess anim time. Float anim time equals 0 for starters. So right, so on update we'll just say if anim time is less than time dot time, then oh you know forgot to put the parentheses around this conditional, and I was about to put a colon at the end of the sentence instead of curly braces. So if anim time is less than time dot time, then we'll say anim frame. Oh yeah, no. So this is actually only if there's not a destination. So if destination minus transform dot position dot magnitude is greater than 0.1, then it's less than 0.1. I'll say 0.05 because this is a relatively small scale. Then we'll worry about this stuff. So it's only if we're actually traveling. Like I said, like because if we're not actually traveling, then we can just say if we're not actually traveling, we can just say the anim frame equals like 0 or something. So anim frame equals anim frame plus 1 modulo 4. So this will just cycle through 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. $600 a year? That's harsh. That's really hard. Yeah, because at least when you pay $600 or like, $1,000 or like however much for like ridiculously expensive software, at least then you're like, you feel like, yeah, you feel like you don't have to, you don't like you it's like a hump, right? You get over the hump and then you can like breathe easy. But no, now it's just like it's just the first hurdle, right? Because then you're gonna have to do it again next year. I don't know. I mean, like hypothetically, it's supposed to be a good value proposition, right? But yeah, that idea does not appeal to me either. All right, so if anim time is less than time, then we'll update the anim frame, and then I guess We might use the destination marker like I did for hero. So, yeah, I'll assume that we do. No, I don't have to. Whatever, this is fine. Okay, I should just get it working first, and then I can worry about the details later. All right, else anim frame frame equals 0. So this is the case where we're not traveling. But we do have to do more things when we're traveling. Oh, right, because now that we don't teleport everywhere, we need to have a movement speed. So, so let's have a public float move speed equals. I have no clue. Like 5. I don't know. What this is like a scale that I don't know what is. So I'll just call it that for starters, and then right. So we can say yeah. Actually, maybe I should do the transform destination thing up front because because otherwise I have to keep recalculating it. So I'll say it's like I'll say like direction or no, direction is already a thing. So move delta equals destination minus position. Yeah. Destination minus position, yes. And then all right, so move delta dot magnitude move delta dot magnitude oh yeah, I forgot to end that sentence or that statement. And then so move. What are you complaining about with move? Oh, yeah, Python. You don't have to declare your variable types in Python, which I missed back when I had to do it, and now that I don't have to do it anymore. Wait, what? Oh no, it's not a float. It's a vector 3. Right. Okay. And so then the other thing we do is we say transform dot position plus equals move delta dot normalized times move speed. Nope, not move delta. Move speed times time dot. No, not time errors. Time dot delta time. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, right, and so now the last thing that we need to do is change the destination. So instead of teleporting, instead of just saying transform position equals blah blah blah, we'll just say destination equals blah blah blah. And so now when we run the script, she won't change direction. She'll always be facing in the same direction. She'll always be facing towards the camera, but she doesn't seem to be animating very much. Oh, because we're just changing a number. We're not actually changing. All right, so now she moves to her destination. She doesn't just teleport. Oh, whoa. Wait, she doesn't actually move to her destination, does she? She moves like close to her destination and then just kind of like stops. Or does she? I don't know, it's hard to tell. I'll probably want to change the like the value that I use for the value that I use to represent the characters like center of gravity or like center of mass. I might want to change that because no, I think part of it is that I'm just using. Yeah, I guess I set too high to the threshold for. We must be on a really small scale here or something. I don't know. I set this threshold to 0.5 and it feels too high. Maybe I'm just imagining that. No, I'm probably just imagining that. Yeah, I'm gonna assume that that's not actually a valid concern. All right, so let's do what? Yeah, right. Let's hook up the anim frame. So let's say when we update it, let's say How does this work? Oh, we need a concept of the quad because we're actually not even paying attention to the quad yet. So, right. So let's say public game object billboard billboard equals, or no, not, we don't set it here. We'll set the quad equal to this, like so, and then save that, and then right. So then after we calculate the anim frame, we'll say billboard billboard dot material dot render dot material render dot texture. No, render dot material. I feel like that's how I used to do this. Has everything changed? Is nothing the same? Or am I just silly? Unity script C# render dot material. Is that not a thing anymore? Is it never a thing? Or is it deprecated? No. I don't know what that's about. Render get component material. Seems to work. Seems weird, but whatever. Alright, sure. Main texture equals what do I call it? Frames index. And then what were the two values? One of them is anim frame and direction. So direction plus anim frame. Yeah. Alright, so let's see how that goes. So now, again, like, wait, what? What? They use obsolete APIs? That is hilarious. Seriously? I'm just gonna put this on the clipboard temporarily. Just because, like, I don't know. Apparently it doesn't like that I just referenced the material directly. Oh, what is it complaining about? Oh, it's obsolete. Oh, renderer has been... Oh, alright. That's interesting. Everything's... I don't like this whole get component business. I don't like this change. I liked it better before. It's not like a huge complaint, but like... it is dumb. It's just like extra typing. I don't like extra typing. Material. Alright, there we go. Dot main texture. Alright. Okay. So, alright, let's see if that works. So yeah, so what are you talking about? Shut up your face. I'm not using render, you jerk. You lying jerk. Ch. What a lying jerk. Alright, so she's still, there are 2 audio listeners in the scene? Gosh, whiny. Fine. How's there 2 audio listeners in the scene? Oh, is the main camera an audio listener? Stop. Actually, no, I guess that's fine. I'll just make Caroline not an audio listener anymore. Alright, so, right, so she still doesn't change direction, but she should animate. Whoa. Yeah, does she animate? Look at her go. Oh, I know it's wrong. Yeah, it's that I'm not updating or I'm not updating anim frame time. So anim frame plus equals anim cooldown. So yeah, actually, I should initialize this to. Oh no, I shouldn't do that. I should just say anim frame equals time dot time plus anim cooldown. Yeah, because this number only gets hit like every so often. What are you complaining about? Oh, sorry, not anim frame, anim time. Yep. Save that, and let's. All right, so now she should animate a little more reasonably. Yeah, look at that. Doop 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 doop. I guess you can animate a little bit faster than that. Maybe I'll so yeah, anim cooldown. What if it was like 0.15? I think that looks alright. Doop 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 doop. Doop 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 doop. Seems okay. Alright, and then so yeah, so we'll do the direction too, and that will should help a little bit. Maybe I shouldn't slam her back to like, I don't know, like sometimes her animation seems a little jumpy because she'll like flip to the walking animation and then flip back like immediately. So, oh yeah, okay, wait. So I know what I'll do. So it'll be so if if wait, so what are we doing here? If anim frame. Oh yeah, so no, so it's if move delta magnitude is greater than, or if move delta magnitude is greater than 5, or anim frame equals 1, or oops, I keep typing the words or instead of the vertical bars, because Python or anim frame equals 3. So basically, yeah. And actually, now I guess we don't need the else case. Because now she'll naturally stop that walk cycle on either frame 0 or 2, I think. So oh, she jitters a bit at her destination. So I should make her destination actually wider. Maybe I should lower her speed. She does kind of fly. She goes really fast. Alright. Oh yeah, also I changed the cooldown, but it did in play mode, so it didn't actually change. So move speed, let's put that down to like 2 instead. Let's yeah, so the jitter, well, I guess changing move speed did help, but let's also add a bigger berth at the end of the destination. Because what was happening is like her destination, she kept overshooting her destination. Oh yeah, actually no, that's actually a better way to do it. Is actually yeah, so move delta so yeah, so we'll call this like move step equals this value, and then we'll say, so if moves, oh sorry, vector 3 move step, because I gotta declare my variable types, vector if move step dot magnitude is greater than move delta dot magnitude, then transform position equals destination. In the case that we would overshoot our destination, we should just say